Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to say officially welcome to the Ethio-Eritrean Peace Rally at Marble Arch in London. Thank you and welcome. You look beautiful. Where we are the people, we are Ethiopia. We are the people, we are Eritrea, civilized people with shared history and values. Welcome, welcome again. As you know, despite the negative campaign against this rally and despite the negative misinformation, we're all gathered here to pass a message of peace and stability and the value of peace and stability in the Horn of Africa. That's what we are. That's why we love peace-loving people of Ethiopia and Eritrea. Unfortunately, peace has not exclusively been on our side. So, those in Ethiopia and in Eritrea, for people who have been victimized by the conflict on both sides, I'm talking about civilians. Mainly, I know the tragedy has been exaggerated, as in is more pronounced on the part of Ethiopia because of the extremist elements who are operating or working under the legacy of the TPLF. Regardless of who they are human beings, and our heartfelt sympathy goes to the people who have been victimized by this conflict. The black flag that you see on the right side of me, that is on the pole, that is to signify we share your pain, we share your agony, and we do share. This is a moment of grieving together for people who have lost loved ones and who have been displaced from where they have been living.
Today we are here as Ethiopians and Eritreans to say no to neo-colonists. You know, we are here to support what's happening in Ethiopia. Both Ethiopia and Eritrea have been portrayed as bad players in the Western world, but that's not the case. Both Ethiopia and Eritrea are helping one another to come out of the challenge Ethiopia is in right now. That's why we are here today, to say we are with you. We are in solidarity with Ethiopia, in solidarity with Eritrea. But at the same time, we are here to say we want to see the GERD, the most important project we have, completed. So we are here to say, you know what, whatever the challenge Ethiopia may have, we are here to support it. Because by the end of the day, if we don't come together and show our support, who will? And if we don't do it today, when will we do it? So we are here today as Eritreans and Ethiopians to say we stand with Ethiopia and Eritrea.
What will you say to those who say that Eritrea and Ethiopia, they're against Tigray, but I see it as one country? So how can you come together? How can you solve this problem?
You know, there's one thing important. You know, you need to know the truth. And everybody believes the truth is wisdom. But it's down to these people who actually are not properly informed to actually get the right information from the right individuals. If they want, they can go to Ethiopia and Eritrea and have the right information from the first time people on the ground. Ethiopia and Eritrea are together. We are not against Tigray. We are only against TPLF, which inflicted challenge on Ethiopia. So we are not against Tigray because by the end of the day, Tigray is part and parcel of Ethiopia. That's really important. And Eritreans or Ethiopians are not against Tigray. It's against TPLF. That's what's important.
You know, in the media, Western media and the Ethiopian media, they are saying that there is some form of genocide taking place in Tigray. And this is committed by Eritrean forces and Ethiopian forces. What do you guys think about this?
I don't accept this. You know, there has been lots of fake information and disinformation, which is really important. There has been lots of fake and disinformation. That's what's happening. You know, it's all actually fabricated on social media. There are individuals who really get something out of this thing. They produce disinformation and fake news and spread it. There's a cycle. They first of all produce it and spread it on social media, and it goes to the websites and then picked by national media, and then it just becomes a story. And unfortunately, the media in the West are lazy. They are extremely lazy. They don't do their homework. They only pick what is actually available for them. They only Google and then find something available. Both Ethiopia and Eritrea would not do these things.
Now, let me ask you the last question. I'm going to ask this question to everybody. Do you think Abiy Ahmed, is he the cause of all this trouble in Ethiopia?
No, he is not. Ethiopia has been going, under the tyranny of TPLF for 27 years. TPLF was never willing to even negotiate with Eritrea, for that matter. Since the arrival of Abiy Ahmed Ali, Ethiopia has changed, and has changed for the better. The only thing is managing expectations. We have to manage that expectations. But by the end of the day, it's important. Ethiopia will prevail.
Today we're here to support our Ethiopian and Eritrean governments for their actions they're taking in the northern Ethiopia against the terrorist group TPLF. For the first time in a long time, we have a government that actually listens to the people. But we also have outside influences that we want to tell that we Ethiopians and Eritreans support our government, and we would like our own opportunity to have a say without outside interference. We are also here to support the second filling of the dam, which is a major part of the Ethiopian economic development. That means a lot to every single individual Ethiopian in the country who contributed their last pennies, their last coins to see it through. And we would like for outside influences, governments to support our government to see this major project through. That means a lot, not only to Ethiopia, but the entire African continent. So we're in support here.
Let me ask you a question. Many people are blaming Abiy Ahmed. He's the cause of all these problems in Ethiopia?
No, we don't. We definitely have challenges. We've always had challenges. We're a country with diverse ethnic groups, over 86 ethnic groups. But I believe, and a lot of Ethiopians believe, that Abiy Ahmed has come signaling a lot of change. But that's not to say everybody agrees with him, but we actually have a say to have opposition to speak for every individual. It's not really right to blame the Prime Minister who's ushering in the changes.
Many people, and including the media at large, it could be Western media, they are saying there is a form of genocide taking place in Tigray. What do you say about that? You are Ethiopian, of course.
Yes, of course.
And Tigrayans, they're also Ethiopians.
Of course they are.
So how do you actually counteract that, especially when you are a woman and you are hearing that there are so many atrocities committed against women? How do you as Ethiopian, I'm speaking as an African who has got so much respect for Ethiopia, but how would you answer that question?
There's a lot of misinformation spread around by the media, the Western media, and of course other propaganda. That's not to say that there aren't atrocities in Tigray, but I think the actual narrative now is lying towards, blaming the government, which is not true. The majority of Ethiopians know the government is actually defending the civilians, supporting. 70% of the support going to Tigray is coming from the government's pockets. They're doing everything they can. We're a very poor country and economically challenged with other challenges on us. The government is not committing the genocide. Actually, TPLF, who has recently been declared as a terrorist group, they have been, and that's been their MO for years. That has been the case even in 10 years, 15 years ago. There have been protests all over the world because of gender-based violence committed by them while they were in power, and that has been historically the case. So it's very misleading, and it's a misinformation campaign spread against the government.
Okay, so who actually certified TPLF as a terrorist
The
group?
Ethiopian government recently, a couple of days ago, yes. The Ethiopian government has, but TPLF has been in the global terrorist group list previously, at least twice, and there still are on that list.
Today we are here, the Eritrean community and the Ethiopian community are organizing a joint peace rally. This peace rally is to call on the United Kingdom government, the United States of America, and the rest of the world that they should support the peace treaty between Eritrea and Ethiopia. So this is in support of the peace treaty between Eritrea and Ethiopia, the rally.
I understand. How about the conflict that is going on between the Ethiopian forces and the Tigrayan people?
Well, the conflict, I think, was over some time ago. It is only now the remnants of the TPLF who are hiding in caves and in the mountains that are being chased. So you can call it a skirmish. Yes, it exists. So to me, it's not a major war. It is like a guerrilla type of warfare.
Don't you think people of Ethiopia should be concerned that there are bad things happening in one region of Ethiopia, and yet people really, it's like they are brushing it off as if something is not happening?
Yes, it happened, but who started it all? It is the TPLF, the culprits who are now in the caves, like I told you, and in the dugouts, who started the war. As I said earlier in my speech, they started the war by attacking the northern command of the Ethiopian government, which was based in Tigray, in their own region. And what they did was they killed many of them when they were even asleep. They took all their armaments, and their plan was to march on to Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, if they had succeeded, and then to invade Eritrea. So
that has been already said.
Yeah.
So you, as a man from Eritrea, you are supporting Ethiopia. What is exactly are you trying to achieve by actually putting on this rally?
Well, we Eritreans, as an Eritrean, me an Eritrean, I'm supporting the Ethiopian government and the peace enforcing mission because the TPLF, who were in power in Tigray, had kept the whole region hostage for the last 20 years. They started a border war with Eritrea, which was very bloody. About 100,000 soldiers died on both sides. The case was meant to be a border issue. The case was taken to the Hague for arbitration, and the Eritrean-Ethiopian Border Commission was formed, and it was resolved that the disputed area was given to Eritrea. But Ethiopia, although it had signed a final and binding agreement, it refused to vacate the occupied Eritrean territory until now, until 2018. But now that the Woyanes have been defeated, we have moved to our formerly occupied Eritrean territories.
Well, okay, well, thank you very much. That's a very good history. But what I'm really trying to figure out, what exactly are you guys doing? Because Ethiopia, Eritrea, the same concerns. What is exactly are these people trying to do to achieve peace?
Well, that will be the peace proposal will be left to the Ethiopian government anyway, and they are trying to do that. First of all, they are giving aid to people who need it in Tigray. And again, they are also conducting the military operation to get rid of the remnants of the TPLF so that the Eritrean, Ethiopian, and the Horn of Africa people can live in peace. Because the presence of TPLF in power when they were there not only destabilized Ethiopia, but Eritrea and Somalia as well. Because if you remember, they invaded Somalia in 2006, and they were the main reason for the uprise of the Al-Shabaab.